The reason why you guys, I'm sure, clicked on this video is because you want to know how to drive a stick shift car. Stick shift can be really intimidating at first because you have more involvement with the gearbox and you have 3 pedals. The third pedal is really, I feel like, what everyone's scared about, but don't be scared. It's honestly probably the most fun and easy thing you could do if you're a true enthusiast or just want to have a little bit more fun driving. I want to be able to show you guys how simple it is to drive a stick shift car. Now, the car I'll be driving is this E36 325i. It's my brother's car. It's not my car. It's nothing too special, as you can see, but it is a stick shift car, and I've been really wanting to make a video like this for a long time. Unfortunately, as you guys know, or whoever has been subscribed to me for a long time, I've had a Mustang and I sold it about a year ago. Without further ado, let's go ahead and show you guys how to drive a stick shift. We are now in the car, and the first thing you want to do in a stick shift car is always make sure it's in neutral before you start it. How do you figure out it's in neutral? You just kind of give it a quick shake like this, and it's always going to be in the middle. If it's in gear, you're going to see it. It's going to always be up or down, kind of like so. But if it's in the middle, just give it a little shake just to make sure it is in fact in neutral. And now, when you want to start the car, you want to make sure you have your foot on the clutch always, and then go ahead and start it up. All right, there you go. Now, the most intimidating part is to get going. How you do that is you want to make sure, again, the car is in neutral. You have your foot off the clutch, release your handbrake, like so, and then you want to put it in gear. As you can see, this is an H pattern shifter. Like all manuals, it's going to be like this. Unless you have a better car, then it's probably going to have a 6 or 7, depending on how much gears and what the manufacturer makes the car at. Normally, it's always going to look like this. Push in the clutch. You want to follow that pattern. Go to the side, up, and now you're in first gear. Once you're in gear, you want to find that bite, that clutch bite. So you want to kind of just slowly let off, and then it's going to start moving. See? That's the bite point right there. So I push in the clutch again, and now I put the brakes on so I could stop. Again, we're in a stop. I'm gonna release the clutch slowly until it bites, and then that's when I'll start giving it some gas. But I just wanted to keep the door open so you guys have a reference of how it's moving. Now you guys know how to get started into first gear. The next part is that we're gonna go onto the road and kind of go through first, second, third, and fourth, and then we'll be able to come back to stop, and I'll show you guys the tips and tricks needed to drive a manual car correctly. So again, now we're all buckled up. We're gonna go ahead and go into first gear. So now we're gonna push our foot into the clutch, like so. Put it into first, find the bite point, release it slowly. Now we're starting to move, and now I'm gonna give it a little bit of gas, and now we're off. And the thing is that some cars you don't need to hit the gas pedal, but again, it depends on what car you have. This car, you could actually go without the gas pedal if you just release the clutch slowly. If you release the clutch too fast, you're gonna stall out, and pretty much is pretty relaxed so far. And now, in order to switch gears, go ahead and go into second. So pretty much straight down from where we're at. So that's just foot in on the clutch, go back down. There you go. Now we're hitting into a stop sign. We're just gonna put our foot in the clutch. Then we're gonna put it back into neutral. Make sure it's in neutral by that shake. It's quite simple, but the bite point is probably the hardest part of any other car. It's because every car has their bite point in a different level. Sometimes you'd go all the way down and the bite point is just barely when you lift your foot off the clutch. The bite point sometimes halfway from the bottom of the clutch pedal to the top, and then sometimes it just releases at the very top. So it just depends on what car you have, but technically it's all the same. If you guys release the clutch too fast, this is what is gonna happen. Yeah, not even a good sound. So now all you have to do is just restart your car and make sure your car is in neutral and just kind of restart. And if you're in traffic, don't worry about traffic. The worst thing you could do is when you panic. You might burn your clutch out, you might back into the other car because some cars don't have that hill brake assist, so you're gonna have to get the bite point pretty fast in order to get moving. But now, again, we just restarted and now we're moving back into the roads. And again, we're gonna go ahead and go into second gear, so foot on the clutch, then down into second. You don't wanna do that too slowly because of the RPMs of the engine. As you can see, if you put your foot in, it's gonna drop. So you don't wanna do it too slowly, so that way your engine and transmission can match the same. All right, so another common thing that people do when they're first driving stick shift, that they kind of just hold on first gear. What I mean by that is that when you come to any sort of stop, whether it's an intersection, stop sign, or anything like that, you hold your clutch in and leave it in the first gear. Now what that's doing is just wearing out your clutch completely. So you just want to make sure that you're always in neutral, so that way you're not wearing your clutch out unnecessarily. That way you can keep your clutch live. You don't have to deal with other maintenance in the future. I'm now in this sort of cul-de-sac right here, so I'm gonna want to make a U-turn, and as you can see, we're in a complete stop. So once again, we're gonna put in our foot on the clutch and we're gonna put it into first gear, like so. We're gonna find that bite point, so we're gonna keep our foot slightly on the brake until we find that bite point. So I'm releasing slowly. Now I feel the car wanting to go, and because we're turned a little bit, the car doesn't want to go as easily, so I'll just give it some gas, make sure nothing is coming, and we're off. Right, so we are back in the parking lot. My brother doesn't really watch these videos, so shh, don't tell him. But anyways, whoever is watching this video, I hope this taught you all the basics in driving stick shift, and yeah, just go ahead and have fun. Once you get it down, I guarantee it's probably the most fun thing that you could ever do driving wise. So that's gonna end off the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if I missed a few things. I honestly thought I got everything down as far as the tips and tricks on how to drive stick shift in 2022. So again, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.